Hi guys, it's Grace with Grace Gets Gastric. Today is Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, and I'm here today for my 1 year, 10 week, or 62 week post-op VSG update. To start off with stats, again, my name is Grace. I am 5'8", 28 years old, and on January 2nd, 2018, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy or VSG weight loss surgery. My highest weight ever recorded was 354 pounds in May of 2017, and I was required by my insurance to do a 6-month medically supervised weight loss diet. And over the course of that 6 months, I did lose 35 pounds, so my starting weight date of surgery was 319 pounds. Last week, I came at you with a weight of 195.9, and this morning I weighed in at 190.7. So, that is a weekly loss of 5.2 pounds, a loss since surgery of 128.3 pounds, and a loss since my highest weight of 163.3 pounds. 5.2 pounds, you guys. I am over 14 months out and I lost 5.2 pounds. To put that into perspective, I looked back at my weight loss history since surgery, and with the exception of the first month where I was just drinking liquids for most of it, there is only one other week where I lost more weight than this. There was 1 week where I lost the same amount, and then everything else was less than 5.2 pounds. So that is crazy that I lost so much weight. And it's been a pretty steady, like every day, pretty steady down. Actually, yesterday I think I was 190.5, so smidge of a bounce up this morning, but nothing that I'm worried about, honestly. I sort of expected it to be higher. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy. And as evidenced by that weight loss, the Whole Foods eating thing that I've been doing has been going really well. Like I said, it's not been crazy strict. There have definitely been allowances I've made, some exceptions, but very much focusing on eating Whole Foods, and I think the proof is in the weight loss. And of course, I've also been maintaining my my exercising. I will say, so last week I had a really good running week. I ran on Tuesday and Thursday for like the longest sustained period of time I've run since I hurt my hip after my 5K, and after Thursday it was fine, and then I did some of my like hip exercises, and after I did those, my hip started hurting again, and it's been kind of twinging ever since, and to the point where I did the elliptical this morning instead of doing the treadmill, just because I was so nervous about it. I totally lost my train of thought, sorry, but yeah, my hip has been hurting. I didn't really work out. I mean, I did work out this morning, but I did the elliptical instead of the treadmill, and I'm kind of bummed about it. I have to call and make another appointment with a physical therapist. I'm thinking that running might be out for me though. I do obviously still plan to do some cardio, but I'm thinking the 5K and the 10K that I planned for this year just might not be practical, because I'm not going to try to like strain myself if my hip is a problem. I am going to see if it's maybe a gait issue, if there's something we can do to work on it, but I'm kind of worried it's a joint thing. That's what I felt like it's been this whole time. And I have tried to ignore it because I don't want it to be a joint issue, but I think it might be. Related to working out, I also got some new workout pants. I mentioned this on my stories on Instagram. If you're not following me, you should. But I tried Fabletics and I really like them. I got the high-waisted power hold leggings. I will link them below. The whole Fabletics concept is a little bit confusing, but they have this like intro deal where you get 2 pairs of leggings for $24, so that's a great deal. I got 2 pairs. The sizing feels pretty true to form. I'm like a 12, and I got their large, which is what they said a 12 would be, and they fit great. I need very high-waisted, high compression stuff because my loose skin is so voluminous, and it also goes up really high in my stomach because I do have like that under boob roll. So these could be higher waisted in terms of what I would like them for, but it's basically impossible for me to find leggings that are as high waisted as I want, because most human beings do not want leggings that go right up beneath the boobs. So I get it, but these are kind of the best ones I found. They're so comfortable. and I'm pretty happy with them. I tried a sports bra from them that I did not like, so I am going to be returning that, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention it. Another thing is, I don't know if I've mentioned that I'm going to my mom's house this weekend. So I have not actually been to my mom's house since last May, and if you've seen my video that I posted back in May, it did not go great. It was just a very rough weekend, and my eating was bad. I very much associate my mom and her space with poor eating and just food in general. Overconsumption, consumption of just really not nutritionally good foods, and it's just a mental thing. And I'm hoping the fact that I'm doing this Whole Foods thing while I'm there will help control that. And I have told her about it. I've, made sure that she'll have foods on hand, but it's just a hard mental thing for me, and I'm hoping that my Whole Foods challenge will be up to the challenge, because I know that just my headspace mentally, it's very hard for me to not just say fuck it. So crossing all my fingers and toes. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling strong about it, but there's just a lot of factors that tend to go into it. So we'll see how it happens. And then another random thing that I actually did today is I went to get my TSA pre-check. So not super weight loss related, kind of, in that I got it because I'm doing so much traveling lately. I've already been on one plane trip this year. I will be going on at least 3 more before the year is up, possibly more than that. So it seemed like a good thing to do. And yeah, it was super easy to get my little interviewee thing done. And we'll see. I'm hoping that I'll get it in time to use it for my New Orleans trip at the end of the month. Depends on how fast they get through things. But the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was my DEXA scan. So I mentioned in last week's video that I was going to be having a DEXA scan done the first time I've ever done one on Saturday. So I did get that done this past Saturday, and it was super cool. I went in. It was like this small little studio. And it's like this big table, kind of like I'm assuming an MRI table. I've never had an MRI, so I don't know. But it's just like this big flat table that's, got like a covering on it. And you lie down, and they really position you to make sure that you're like exactly in this right line, that you're very symmetrical. They put like this strap around your ankles just so that your legs don't move. And then you're supposed to put your hands like up like this and then like right at your side. And there's this so here's the table. There's like a little arm thing over the table that moves like a little inch. It scans and it moves down your body. And the whole thing took like 5 minutes, I would say 5 to 8 minutes. But I think probably closer to 5. It was very fast. And because it's just this little arm, you're very much in the open space. So if you're claustrophobic, I don't think it would be an issue. I am not anyways, but you're not really, enclosed in. So I got these 3 papers that came out of it. So I thought I'd go over those with you. It's super cool. So you can see like there's the body composition, total body, and it shows the region, the body fat percentage, the fat in pounds, the lean body mass in pounds, the BMC in pounds, which I don't know what that is, and then the total mass in pounds. So I did this at noon. I hadn't eaten anything, but I'd had my coffee with heavy cream. I had water. I was wearing clothing. So my weight was 193, which, like kind of makes me feel like, hey, that 190 is not totally artificial. And it goes like your total arms, and then each individual arms, and then the difference between your arms, your legs, left, right, the difference, and together, your trunk. So your trunk is like, your whole middle section. And then they also divide your trunk by the android and the gynoid region. So the android region is sort of like your abdomen, and the gynoid region is like your waist and hips. And they do that. They're able to tell kind of if you're more apple-shaped or pear-shaped. And people who are more apple-shaped are more inclined to obesity and diabetes. And she was like, yeah, you're a little apple-shaped. I'm like, yeah, I figured, because I was both obese and diabetic. Go figure. And then another cool thing that they do is within the abdomen, so you can see there's this picture here of the blue and then that red. So this is your visceral and your subcutaneous fat. So the subcutaneous fat is sort of like, you know, the fat that you can pinch. It's the fat that, you know, you feel. And then the visceral fat is the fat that's sort of like underneath the muscle. And that is the fat that you want to be as low as possible, because it just causes more issues. And so she was saying that for my android fat mass, so the mass of my abdomen is 5.4 pounds. So I have 5.4 pounds of abdomen fat. And of that, it is my visceral fat, so the fat kind of underneath the muscle, is 0.78. Now you want it to be 0, but you really want it to be below 50%. And so 0.78 is definitely below 50% of 5.4, so I'm right on track with that, which is great. As far as like my overall stats, so my total pounds for this was 194.4. My body fat percentage is 35.7, which I'm happy with, because my Fitbit scale has pretty consistently been giving me about 40, and I want to be around 25 to 30. So 35, you know, 36. I got some stuff to work with, which I know. And I am curious how much, you know, like I don't know that they can really differentiate a lot of like the loose skin, because I do have a lot of loose skin. And I think that reads as fat. So anyways, 35.7% body fat, which is 69.3 pounds of fat and 118 pounds of lean body mass. And yeah, and then I already said my total mass is 194.4. So that's pretty awesome. I'm pleased with that. 118 lean body mass. I've got 70 pounds of fat, and I've got some numbers to work down. So then they did this bone density scan, and this is why I think that I know that the loose skin is measuring as fat. So you can see here is me. You can see my little bun up here. So this is just my skeleton, and then this is my body. You can see all this red is fat, and I look huge, and I look huge because my loose skin, it pools like that when I'm lying down. You know, when I'm standing up, it pulls down. When I'm lying down, it pulls out. Like, I am not that wide. I look like I'm still obese. And I'm only overweight now. BMI. And then the blue is lean body mass. The white is bone. And then the red is fat. So I am curious. I mean, I won't know until I get it chopped off how much skin I have. But I mean, people always overestimate is the thing. I would say I have 5 to 10 pounds of skin. I want to say 10, but I feel like people always overestimate that. And it's also hard because I probably have like 5 pounds of skin, but like there's definitely some fat kind of on it that if I were to get it removed would just come off as well. But anyways, they also do like a bone density scan. So the negative 0.25 in terms of your density is like osteoporosis. So you definitely don't want to be at negative 2.5. And so she has like the scale of like negative 2.5 to positive 2.5. And my total score is 3.9. So I have very dense bones, which is good. That is something that is a concern for a lot of bariatric patients. That's why we take so much calcium, particularly in the first year when we're not consuming a lot. So I was pleased to hear that my bones are still pretty strong. And the likelihood for me, because I don't have a malabsorptive surgery, is better, but still I was not eating a lot for the past year. And you can see the blue is the average for like people who are my age and gender and race, and I'm like way up here. So I'm definitely like above average in terms of my dense bones. They probably weigh a lot too. It's all my bones. I'm very big boned. Which, I mean, for real though, I do think I am. Another thing that they do is they measure your lean mass balance. So if you have a greater than 1 pound difference in lean mass between the two sides of your body, it can cause discomfort, or like it can cause issues. So they measure the arms and the legs, your lean mass right and your lean mass left. And so for my arms, there was a 0.2 pound difference between the two. And for my legs, there was a 0.4 difference between the two. So definitely below that 1 pound difference. Pretty balanced, actually. And I expected that my right side would be more lean mass, more muscular, but which is true for my arm. But for my legs, my left leg was actually 0.3 of a pound more mass. So who would have known? I also thought it's funny that for my age, they put me at, you can see my age is 28.3. So I guess my birthday is in November, so that's just funny. And then they also break down your body fat percentage by the different regions. So of my like different body fats, like my arms are 36.6% body fat, my legs are 34.7%. So those are the least fatty of my body parts, which actually surprised me. But I guess, like I really don't have a lot. It's a lot of muscle, but yeah. My trunk is 37.7. So, my whole, this area, with the android region being 39.1 and the gynoid region being 37.4. So I was actually surprised. I thought that the gynoid would be higher, but it's hard because my loose skin pools at the side. So because I have a hanging stomach. But I mean, it's a 2% difference. Yeah. So for a total of 35.7%. So yeah, it was pretty simple. It was pretty easy. Like I said, I think in my last week video, I did do it through Groupon. So I got a reduced rate, and I definitely plan to go back at least once before plastics. Now that I'm having issues with running, I'm thinking about just maybe like really committing to strength training and see what happens with that. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I really like the DEXA scan. I would highly recommend it. I wish I had done one sooner. And if any of you guys have questions about it that I didn't answer in this video, please feel free to leave me a comment below. Anyways, I think that is everything. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell button so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I love interacting with you guys, so thank you for your likes, your comments, and for subscribing and sticking around. Anyways, I think that is all for today, but I am sure that I will be back with you guys very soon. Have a good one.